will enjoy this list, and I will talk about details about this, of course. So make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, my friends, if you haven't done already. So let's get into the list, which is created by Xenon Kusanagi. Hey guys, and this is the list that we are going to talk about, that is made by Xenon Kusanagi. You can see, and this is the KoF All-Star test table, and this is last updated on 6/9/2021, and it includes all the special signature characters and all the characters from the epic quest as well. So let's get into our topic, and let's start with the bleed as the first dot, and we're going to try to talk about these characters. And we are having in the attack type red color characters. We are having Rock from the WWE collaboration, and we're having Mr. Karate here, who is a regular face character in the game, and also we are having SS Tango right here in the defense. And of course we can see that we are not having many bleed damage character in red color, and there are something to talk about Mr. Karate here, because he doesn't really deals bleed damage, but he actually kind of reflects it. And if we check Mr. Karate's core, then we have a certain interesting core right here, that is, this is going to gain super armor, and it is going to reflect burn and bleed damage by 10% when attacked while burned or bleeding. That means when Mr. Karate himself is on burn or bleeding, then he is going to reflect those dots on the enemy back. That means he is going to send those dots back to the enemy as well while he is affected. So that's kind of a bit complex process right here, not a straightforward application of dots. And you must also notice that we are not having any balance type red character with bleed damage. So this section is totally blank right here. So maybe we can expect a red character who is balance type and also will deal bleed damage. So we move on to our blue team right here, and in the attack team we are having our BS Rugal. As we know that he deals bleed damage, but it is not lasting effect, but it is in his core, so he will deal a good amount of bleed damage if he is built well. And we don't really have any defense blue character with bleed damage, which is notable. And of course, as a balanced character, we are having Marlin and this Gintama character right here. And the Marlin's thing is kind of really complex that I need to kind of explain. And if we check her skills, and actually in her third skill, she deals one of the following damage equal to 27% of attack upon landing a skill every 1 second for 7 seconds, and that includes burn, bleed, poison, chill, or shock. It can be anything. It cannot be bleed, or it can be bleed, and it's kind of an RNG. So that's the thing that you need to keep in mind, that it's not directly a dot or a certain dot that you can take for granted. Next, in the purple team, we are having only this pen, and of course the BS0 original from the banner. And of course BS0 original in the banner is currently the best bleed damage dealing character right now in the game, that I can say for sure, because he can really spam his skills really multiple times. Though he doesn't really have any PG gain, he keeps throwing his supers really quick, so he is insane character. And of course Bane has some bleed damage abilities as well, but he is somehow a bit kind of less useful in PvE game mode. And strange enough that we have no defense or balance purple character who is going to deal bleeding damage. So that's kind of notable that we should or expect something else. Now we move on to the yellow, and we only have this balance type Kim here, who is a first version of Kim, who is a in-game character and in-game first character, always available in the game. Only he is doing a bleed damage, and he is a balance type character, and no attack or no yellow defense character who is doing bleed damage. Now if we move on to the green here, we actually have a number of them. First of them, we're having good old Gaines here, always the champion of bleeding, great bleed damage character. And also we have the free version of Meliodas, who is also an attack type character and also a green type character like Gaines, and he also deals bleed damage, which is amazing. And he was a free character, and he's a collab character, and he can be really useful if you are facing any sort of situation where you really need to do bleed damages. In the defense department, we are having this Unshackled Yori with bleed abilities, and finally in the balance department, we are having this Nakaruru out there. So that was about the bleed damage, and now we move on to the poison damage right here. And in poison damage, in the red category, we are only having defense Lady Mr. Pig, and she can actually do poison damage as a striker and from both of her skills. But in the current game scenario, she is not really kind of a useful character anymore, so no one really uses her except as a striker. And in the blue, among the blue characters, we can actually have some strong options right here. We have this defense Leona, who's a defense character. Also, we have Goro, Winter Love Messenger Goro, who can do poison damage. But unfortunately, we are not having any blue attack type character who is going to do poison damage. So make note of these things, guys. In future, we will get these characters. We can actually guess this. Once again, we are having Merlin in the balance department, and as I have said that her DoT is kind of random, so it may or may not apply poison. We never know. And in the purple element fighters, we are having this boss syndrome Ignis here as a bleed damage poison damage dealing character, one of the great poison damage dealing character right now in the game, who has his poison in his skills and amazing ability, and this makes him a real meta against the Immortal Geese, Nightmare Geese guild raid in expert mode. And of course, in the balance, we have this Dancing Elizabeth here, who is also kind of good, but not as good as, of course, Zero. Zero is the best poison dealing character in the game right now. So next we move on to the YOLO department. Kindly unfortunate that is totally blank. There is no YOLO character so far in the game who is dealing poison damage. Wow, that's the kind of bummer or shocking or whatever you say, but in future we must expect some of these type of characters, definitely. And in green department, we actually have these character right here, Alice here, who's a defense character but no attack character who is going to deal this poison. We have this Alice here, and we have this swimsuit version of Kasumi as a defense character. She's a green defense. She's going to do poison damage, and probably also she have a DoT explosion as well. And as a balanced character, we have this Lin. He is good at doing poison, and also he does poison as a striker as well, so that's pretty much amazing. So let's move on to the burn, and we have a lot of burn damage dealing character in the game. As you can see, the white width of the column right here. This is the most wide one. And in the attack department, in the red characters, in the attack we are having Mr. Karate, the swimsuit version of Honoka, and of course the queen of burn, that is SS Mai. And all of these characters are great. And of course Mr. Karate is, he doesn't really directly applies burn, but he reflects when he is affected by burn. And in the defense we have good old K-Dash. We all know that he deals a lot of burn damage. Good character right here. In balance we have a number of options right here, and that includes the Nest Kyo, this Gintama character right here, this Seven Knight character right here, and of course the special signature K-Dash. He is also going to do a lot of burn damage, so definitely great addition. And in blue department, in the blue color, we actually don't have any attack type character who is doing burn damage, and we only have Merlin in the balance. Only blue character that is doing burn damage, that is Merlin. And Merlin is not even doing burn for sure. That's a random dot once again I'm talking about. So blue is kind of a blank in this dot. And in purple characters we have these attack type characters. We have this Lady Maxima here who can do some burn. And in balance type characters we have those two closely related characters right here, my friends, Orochi 97 and SS Yori Yagami. SS Yuri usually deals a lot of darkness, but he has burn in his core finisher, so he can be considered as a burn damage dealing character. But 97 Orochi is a great burn damage dealing character. He can do a lot of burn damage if he is built really well. And in the yellow department, this is kind of really going out of hand, because we are having here the burn meta of the game right now, that is special signature Xenon Kusanagi. Definitely as an attack type character who is going to deal a lot of burn damage. Of course we have this attack type Mia here, which is okay. And in the defense we have SS Honoka, who is one of the most popularly used characters right now. Great damage dealing character. In balance we are having this 97 Chris and this Gintama character right here. So now let's move on to the shock section. And amazingly we have only one red character who is dealing shock damage, which is the Geese 2014. Wow, only one red character. So let's move on to the blue characters right here. We have these SS Kasumi, who is going to do shock damage, and she's a great shock damage dealing character, also immune to darkness, and that really makes her very, very special against Nightmare Geese Lunatic Mood. Now we move on to the balance section. We have actually a bunch of balanced character in blue color who is going to deal shock damage. We are having balanced 97 Orochi Leona. We are once again having Merlin, who can deal a certain amount of shock, but also we are having BS Ignis, who is the master of shock, and he is currently considered one of the top shock damage dealing characters in the game, along with SS Kasumi. Both are really strong, but in certain terms I would say BS Ignis is way superior than SS Kasumi. And in purple damage dealing characters, in attack there is actually a bunch of options right here. The in-game Ignis, Lady Maxima, and the Seven Knight Eileen here. which all of them are going to deal shock damage. And as a defense character, Nameless is kind of a good option for dealing shock, but unfortunately he is not that effective against Nightmare Geese, but still he is a good shock damage dealing character right here, my friends. And the YOLO department, we only have Xion. Only have this character who is an attack type character, but no other balance or defense YOLO character who is going to deal shock. So actually there is the Lady Chang. She actually can do shock damage as well. So also you have Adelheid here, but another master of shock is Nightmare Geese. That is BS Geese. Amazing shock damage dealing character, one of the best in the game right now. Also you have this Elizabeth here, and finally Jeanette. So now let's quickly move on to the chill here, and basically the red is totally empty. No character, no red character is doing chill damage. We have a bunch of blue right here. We have this Rio 2014 who can do chill damage both in his skills and as a striker as well. And of course we have this Dead or Alive Seed character as a defense chill damage dealer, and hell yeah, SS Cooler right here. And without any doubt, she would be the best chill damage dealing character in the game right now, my friends. And then as always, we have Merlin here with all the dots, all the possible dots. She's everywhere. And in purple we are having this baseball Vanessa, Nakruru, and lovely Cool out here. And surprisingly, no chill damage dealing in YOLO departments. Wow. And only 2 green balance characters right here that can actually deal some chill damage. So there's a lot of room in the chill, and chill is one of those few characters having chill and poison. Chill and poison actually are the 2 least characters with those dots. Lowest number of characters are having those dots. Now we deal with darkness, and surprisingly no red in darkness. We start with the blue, and we start with the 7 Knights Jones here, and he's an attack type character. And as a defense we are having this False Resurrection Chris, who was a roulette character and who was a free character, but he can deal darkness from his skills and as a striker as well. And in balance, we're once again having Merlin. I'm tired of talking about her, but still she's there, and she can actually deal darkness from her basic skills, and that's kind of random and you never know. And we're also having this Master of Darkness, that is BS Ignis, who is actually having darkness in his core, and basically he can do darkness with all of his skills, 3PG, in core finisher or whatever, just everything, and he himself is immune to darkness, so definitely he can be called as the Lord of Darkness. And once again we are having this Halloween Chris, this swimsuit version of New Tengu, and SSQ here as darkness damage dealing character, purple characters right here. And in yellow as an attack type character we are having the BS Ignis from the Epic Quest. Hell yeah, he's going to deal a lot of darkness, of course. And we're of course having some collab characters here. Meliodas can be a great option for doing darkness. Also having Ash here, but the best darkness dealing character after Ignis would be BS Chrysalid. He is a damn good darkness dealing character, and he actually has a skill attached to it that gives him immunity as well. Wow. And in green we have the Geese family here. Lady Geese and Nightmare Geese, both are attack type and green characters, both are darkness damage dealing characters, and of course Nightmare Geese is the best darkness dealing character right now, a best green darkness dealing character right now, because we have a bunch of them. We have another character right here, that is BS Phantom Gatekeeper 0, who can also do darkness. And finally we are into Starlight, and noticeably we are having only one character red, that is the swimsuit version of Honoka, who can do Starlight, so that makes her really relevant in guild raids. And see, no Starlight damage dealing characters in the entire red and blue section except this character right here. Big gap, my friends. And once again in purple we are having only defense character, that is S Athena as you know, Starlight damage dealing character. And we are having also purple balance, that is Dancing Elizabeth here. And in yellow, in yellow attack, we actually have a lot of options here. We are having SS Kyo, who is one of the great Starlight damage dealing character. We're also having BS Ignis, who is also going to be great because he has Starlight in his skills, and he's going to be better than SS Kyo because SS Kyo has Starlight in his finisher, while BS Ignis will have it is in his skills. Also we have Mian here, this guy right here, and of course King right here is going to be is one of the good Starlight damage dealing character with multiple skills. But the king of Starlight is here, Chrysalid. BS Chrysalid is so far the king of the Starlight, and we need to see that who wins between BS Chrysalid and BS Ignis in terms of dealing Starlight damage. And we also have some minor options right here. This SS version of the Data Lab 6 character, balance type character, and also this defense Elizabeth, who can do some Starlight. So basically this is the entire sheet of the entire list of DoTs and characters breakdown that you actually need to know, because these DoTs are actually important for PvE content, and a lot of PvE content actually depends on DoTs. So I'll be giving the link in the description so you can download this image and save it for yourself, or you can actually get back to this video anytime. No worries, my friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please guys give this video a like and make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done already. Hope to see you guys soon in some other videos. Till then, stay awesome. Peace out, my friends.